Turtle, turtle, turtle. All right, what's up, Turtle Riders? Welcome to Uncle Turtle Boy's Late Night Garage Podcast. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by our good friends over at Garage Doors Plus in Quincy. Right, Garage Doors Plus has been around since the beginning of time. They have been doing quality craftsmanship. If you got one of those old rickety garages where you got to get out of the car and then you got to go and open up like an ogre, and then you got to get back in your car, then you got to drive in the garage, then you got to get out of the car, you got to turn it down, you got to lock it. Time to get with the times, guys. I remember the 90s too. All right, call up our good friends at Garage Doors Plus. You can find them at gdplus.com. All right, they'll come over that day. They will give you an estimate that is going to blow your mind away in its fairness, and you're probably going to agree to it and get it done that day. All right, you'll thank me later. It'll change your world. Garage Doors Plus in Quincy. All right, so welcome to the show, folks. I'm going to kind of have I got a couple things I'd like to get to today, but I'm rocking the new hat. Some people noticed too. This is the Turtle Boy 2020 Make Internet Great Again hats, now available in the store. I'll be wearing this thing pretty much everywhere from now on because it's so fantastic. You can get them right on the Turtle Boy store as well as whatever other gear you want there. But anyway, we're going to kind of leave it up to you guys to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. I definitely have a couple things on my mind. First of all, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but the results just came in for the Fall River recall. And talk about a place that has no hope, Fall River, right? And this is exactly why. You got a criminal mayor who is being indicted. I think he's got like 16 charges against him. He's got like as many charges as Jussie Smollett, all right? Serious felony charges. And he won't resign because he knows he doesn't have to, because people in Fall River are generally stupid. Like, it's just a fact. Sorry if you're from Fall River, you know it though. And these people are they're going to vote for him because he's like, I control stupid people. They're just going to vote for me because they don't give a shit. Because guess why? Because they're Portuguese and I'm Portuguese and we're all Portuguese and we're all going to vote for me. So he's got this recall election, and it's so stupid, right? Because it's like him against everyone else, which is the dumbest format ever. If you're going to do this, have one person run. Because he ended up winning by like 200 votes tonight. It was like 4,800 to 4,500 something. And if like the next guy down after like 4,500 was like, I think it was 19, then 17, and then 700. What are those three idiots at the bottom doing? What are you thinking? What are you thinking? You are working for him. Like, you knew you had no shot. I don't follow Fall River politics, right? But I assume, unless they're complete morons, the bottom three knew we got no shot in this whatsoever. No shot. But we want to get rid of this douchebag because he's a criminal. But you know what? I have so much fucking pride, and I'm so fucking selfish. Me, 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 me. I'm not dropping out. Me, 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 me. It's the stupidest shit. I mean, Fall River, you get what you fucking pay for. Idiots. All those three people that ran at the bottom, morons, all right? All the people who voted for Jasiel Correia, morons. Just an I thought Worcester was bad. What a hopeless sack of fucking shit Fall River is. You guys deserve nothing but the worst, Fall River. And if you live in Fall River, I feel bad for you. I'd suggest what I did with Worcester. Just move. Like, you can move to Somerset, Berkeley, fucking Freetown. There's a lot of nice places there. You don't have to stay in Fall River. There's other places, believe it or not. So it is what it is. He won. That's the greatest thing ever. Yeah, it's like unbelievable. This motherfucker won. I mean, what a corrupt motherfucker. So anyway, yeah. So that's that. I don't have that much to say about that. Do you guys have anything you want to talk about? I'll kind of set the floor. If not, I got some things. I don't know if you guys. The thing that's been all over the news today has been these Aunt Becky and what's her name? Lynette from Desperate Housewives paying for the kids to go to college. I want to look into this story some more because there's nothing that I fucking hate Aunt Becky's stupid kids, right? Michelle and DJ never would have done this, never. But like they're like these Instagram influencers, I guess. That's a job now, right? These dumb, basic white bitches just go on Instagram and YouTube and act stupid. It's the Kardashianification of America, right? It's like this race to be the stupidest fucking basic white broad ever, right? And they glorify it. It's like one of the biggest problems with our culture now, right? Is that, and I used to see this all the time in teaching, There are so many girls, right, that are just fucking obsessed with the Kardashians. And they look at them as like fucking heroes. They have no interest in politics. They have no interest in history. They have no interest in school. They're just interested in, you know, looking sexy on Instagram. That's all they want to do. It's fucking sad. And I blame their parents. Like, my kid, I have a daughter. She ain't going to be like that. I'll tell you that much right now. If I did, I'm smashing her fucking phone. There's no more Instagram if that's the way she's going to be. My kid ain't going to be like that. I'll tell you that much right now. So, yeah, let's see. So you guys want to talk about Charlotte and the ADA. So let's talk about that. So, I have a court hearing scheduled for Monday. So here's my day yesterday. I went down and went to the Holden Police Department, filed my report, gave them, you need 3 instances of harassment to get a harassment order. So I go down there, and I got like freaking dozens on this idiot. And so Charlotte is down there. Oh, she's not down there. I apologize. She's going to have to come to Leominster because I filed this police report, and it's overwhelming, the shit. And like the shit that I'd never contacted this person, but they have contacted me several times, so I've had to block them. It's like actual harassment. Now, normally I don't give a shit about harassment, but this individual is they made me fucking drive to Brookline for this shit. So, and they're like, you know, teaming up with the corrupt ADA to try to like have me arrested for fucking writing a fucking blog. They want to arrest me and charge me. Can you believe that? I mean, what kind of country is this in? Like picture like fucking them coming to my house and fucking cuffing me. You know they do it on Friday too, so I have to stay there all fucking weekend. You know they'd fucking do that. Imagine that. Honestly, if I got arrested for this blog, I would hate it, but kind of love it, right? Because is there any better publicity than that? Like you're the blogger that got arrested for having a blog. No one's ever done that before in this country. I'd be the first. I would be the face of like actual oppression. So anyway, what I did, I went to the Leominster District Courthouse, and it was a funny story because the clerk there, she knew I was coming. She knew all about it because I'd wrote a preemptive blog saying I was coming there. All the clerks knew about it. They were all like, oh, we know who you are. We knew you were coming. Okay, cool. And so they were very helpful, and I filled out the information, right? And then I'm like, I guess you just go right upstairs. Like, they service you right away. So I go upstairs, I see a judge, and I explain the whole thing, and he's looking it all over, and he's like, these are very serious, like, these threats. Like, she literally threatened to throw a Molotov cocktail, or I'm calling him fucking he, because he's got an Adam's apple, so he's a dude, Charlotte, he was Charlie. So, anyway, the judge is, like, looking them all over, and he's like, these are serious threats. Like, he is threatening to throw a Molotov cocktail through your window, and it's a legitimate threat, right, because he is part of this Boston burner community, and they, you know, light shit on fire and eat fire and shit, so they're used to fire. So you gotta take something like that seriously, right? So, you know, we set up a date, and because they said we could have done it right now, but, like, we want to give this person a chance to defend themselves. Absolutely. Absolutely. I want him to come to Leominster. I want him to make the trip, right? I want him to burn his fucking taxpayer-funded gas money, right? So, you know, it's supposed to be Monday. I don't want to turn it into a circus. A lot of people are like saying, can I come? Can I come? I can't stop you from coming. It's an open courtroom, right? But, you know, I'm not trying to turn this into a circus. I'm trying to get justice, all right? Now, also on Monday, I have a freaking deposition because the Dartmouth Yoga Poon is suing me. You guys even remember the Dartmouth Yoga Poon, the ghetto fabulous chick? She has Aaron Hernandez's gay lawyer. She hired him, and so I got called in for a deposition, right? And also a turtle rider named Danielle Ledetto. Also, she's from Taunton. Or Fall River, I think. I think Danielle's from Fall River. She got called in as well. Now, Danielle is like a commenter on her page. She is not involved in production of anything on Turtle Boy at all. She got a deposition, and she had no idea why. So she called them up, and she just said, and they're like, yeah, we think you write for the blog. It's like, what? So beware. Like, I'm not kidding. They picked her up because she commented on the blog. Like, you guys could be fucking deposed. How fucking crazy is that? And this lawsuit is so fucking stupid. Oh, my God. Western Mass Turtle Girl wrote a blog about her, and it's like not. They're saying that like, oh, you said, you know, she said that this woman's a prostitute, or basically a prostitute, I think was the wording, and that's libelous. Blah blah blah. She is married, or not married. She is dating a geriatric, like 70-something-year-old multi-millionaire who owns half of the South Coast. And but she loves him, right? Like, she enjoys having sex with him. Of course not. Of course she doesn't. She doesn't want that old wrinkled dick in her. Stop it. If he wasn't a millionaire, she wouldn't be fucking him. What is the difference between that and prostitution? That's just higher level prostitution. And guess what? That's constitutionally protected speech to point that out. These people don't understand it. Make internet great again. Freedom, right? They don't understand. You are allowed to have opinions in the United States of America. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean you can't stop people from saying those things, all right? So, obviously, Aaron Hernandez's gay lawyer is running up the bill on this idiot because he's like, fuck do I care? I have a losing case here, but what do I care? Just fucking run up the bill on her. What does it matter? Yeah. Yeah, she's filing under her real name. It's like Jennifer Anziani or something. I don't even know how to pronounce it, but yeah. So anyway, that's that. Do you guys have anything? So the story with them. I'm really looking forward to this. So, what else did I do? I also filed. So, you know, Charlotte is not the problem. He's not the problem because he's just a fucking lunatic. The problem is the ADA. That is the real problem here. Threatening, you know, to come after me. And that's an abuse of state power, right? It's malicious. And I've talked to a bunch of lawyers about that, and they're like, that is witness intimidation. And they all advise me, you got to file complaints with the BBO and the State Ethics Commission. So I did both of that. Next, I'm filing a complaint with the Attorney General's office. Or not the Attorney General's office. The District Attorney's office, Suffolk County, Rachel Rawlins' office. Because, and no matter what comes with this, she has to answer for it. She's going to be called in, and she's going to have to explain herself. And this is going to be in her record forever. Right? So she is going to have to pay the price for this in one way or the other. And I guarantee she regrets it. I guarantee. She just felt so good at that point. She fucking fell for Charlotte's bullshit. He got up there and he starts talking about, oh, they're attacking me because I'm a liberal and I'm genderqueer and I'm fucking pro-abortion and all this shit. Right? And this ADA is just sitting there like, wow, that's so terrible. Ooh, look at that white supremacist with his blonde hair and his blue eyes. Oh, what a Nazi he is. He is the worst. And they lose the harassment order, and then the ADA is like, wow, I did not become an ADA to not make a difference. I am going to save this genderqueer, whatever, BLT 123. I'm going to be the white knight. And they go in and, you know, fucking, like, comes over and threatens me, like, with the state. And she's like, she didn't even hide it. She's like, I don't know what we're going to file you for. You know, I don't know, but we're going to get something. We're going to criminally charge you. Athena's asking me, why did you file in Leominster? Because I live, that's my district courthouse is in Leominster. And so if I'm receiving those threats at home, then that's where you file. You know, and here, what's really fucked up is what they did to Brett. Brett got a 4-year restraining order, and he is now facing criminal charges in April. Criminal fucking charges. Can you believe that? Criminal charges. For what? For posting a meme on her page? Like, those two used to go at it back and forth and, like, swear at each other. You know, send each other threatening shit. Like, Charlotte is just as guilty as Brett. They go back and forth. And now Charlotte just plays the victim. Because that's all people like him can do, is victimize themselves. We're living in a victim culture. So, you know, the really fucked up part about Brett, right, is that Brett didn't even get served, right? He did not even get anything in the mail. They sent something to some address in Worcester on Church Street where Brett never lived. Brett lives in freaking Maine. And that's scary, right? That can happen in this country. That you can just not, imagine just getting, like, somebody sends something out to an address that you never lived at. They could do it on purpose, right? And you don't get it, so you don't show up because you don't know about it. And then you get a restraining order against you. And you don't know about the restraining order either because they don't send it to you. Brett found about it because he read the blog. Because she posted it online. He never would have received it. So if he had kept, you know, contacting her or commenting on her page, he liable for arrest. That's insane. That is insane. So, they served the last known address in the RMV, but they didn't. You can just make up any address you want. Because that's what when I had to file for, I didn't know where freaking this idiot lived. What's her name? And so I just look it up. Hopefully it's the right address. It's the only one I could find. Because how else am I supposed to find your freaking address? I don't know. It is what it is. Yeah. You can appeal restraining orders at Boston Superior Court. Yeah, Brett is appealing that this week. But he lives in freaking Maine. You know, pain in the ass for him to have to deal with this. Yeah. Yeah, they sent it snail mail. That's correct. They sent it snail mail. All right, what else are people saying? Gotcha. Holden figured Holden would be Worcester. Now, I mean, I assume Worcester is, most of Worcester, and I don't know if they have like Auburn or Shrewsbury or West Boylston. I'm not sure. Leominster, I think, is like Leominster, Princeton, Sterling, and Holden. I would assume that's their district. Yeah. All right. Hillary says, we live on a Tuesday. Yeah, we're live every Tuesday. All right. Any other things that you guys want to talk about before I can pick and choose what I'm going to talk about here? We could talk about this idiot talking shit about the Celtics. We could talk about the GoFundMe gas station thing, which is kind of controversial. Some people are mad. Oh, and don't forget, by the way, vote for us for best local news outlet on Worcester Magazine if you haven't already. You guys see me hovering it over right here. Definitely vote for us for that. Yeah, let's talk about the freaking Celtics thing. All right, I want to talk about that because I'm so sick of the fucking media. So this idiot chimes in here. So we all know Gordon Hayward, when he was on the Jazz, right before he came to the Celtics, he came here and all the Celtics fans cheered for him, and then some idiot named Bomani Jones said that, Celtics fans are only doing that because he's white. They're so stupid, right? Because we only like white superstars, right? White superstars like David Ortiz, white superstars like Manny Ramirez, like Mookie Betts, stuff like that. We only like white superstars here. Obviously, in the Bruins, it would be a little bit harder to find somebody. We had Anson Carter for a bit, but anyway, Gordon Hayward comes here and he's a big signing and he gets hurt right away. So he's back this year and he's not the same. But you got to start him anyway, right? But he's obviously not as good as he was because he's not the same guy, right? However, Stephen A. Smith, who gets paid to say stupid, outrageous shit on ESPN, says, well, the only reason that he was starting is because Boston wants a white savior. I'm telling you. And he didn't interview any players. He just kind of said it. Well, this idiot named, what the fuck is this little seaman scum's name? Dan something. Dan, whatever the fuck his name is. Where'd it go? I don't even know. Dan Feldman. So Dan Feldman works for NBC News, and he basically says that the only reason, this guy got the start was because he basically echoed everything that Stephen A. Smith said. He doesn't interview any players, nothing. And his thing was the headline, report. With Gordon Hayward, Celtics player sensitive to Boston racism. Right? Report? His report means Stephen A. Smith said something stupid on TV. And that is what counts for journalism in 2019. It's insane, right? Trump is not lying when he says the media, and I believe this 1,000%, the media is the enemy of the American people. They are, right? You cannot trust them. They lie. All they care about is making money, and how do they make money? By stupid click-generating bullshit like that, right? I clicked on it so you didn't have to. It is what it is. It's just such absolute horseshit. And it's like, racism. There was an incident in Utah yesterday at the Jazz game. Russell Westbrook got into it with a fan, and he claims the fan said something racial. It sounded bullshit to me. But you know what people won't say after this? Oh, Utah is so racist. They're so racist out in Salt Lake City. Even though that's a Trump state, by the way. They won't say that about Utah. Right? But they'll say it about Boston. It's just such a bad, lazy cliche. And they get away with it because they're just full of shit. Yeah. Anyway, The Red Sox are the last to hire a black person, so racist. Yeah, that's what they love to say. They love to say that, right? First of all, they hired a black guy like 10 years after Jackie Robinson did, so it didn't take him that long. So stop it. And it cost them, quite frankly. They weren't very good for a while because they didn't get black players. So they paid the price for that. Let's see. The fan is banned for life. I saw that. I mean, it seems patently unfair. I mean, Russell Westbrook was being a douchebag. Don't talk to fans. Fans talk shit to you in the NBA, right? It is what it is. They're paying to be there. They have a right to talk shit to you. Why are you listening to them? Why are you responding to them? When I yell at players at games, I expect them to hear it, but not respond, right? If they respond, it's like, oh, I won. I won that battle. I got an NBA player to acknowledge my existence with my meaningless fucking Yahooism. And this guy is fucking banned for life because allegedly what he said was racist when he said, get down on your knees, something like that. I don't know how the fuck that's racist now. It sounds more homophobic than anything, right? But yeah, Westbrook has always been a D-bag. You know, Westbrook is one of the most selfish and overrated players in the league. Mr. Triple-Double Machine can't win fucking shit. Can't win anything. All right? What has he ever fucking done? They blew a 3-1 game lead against the fucking Warriors. That's about it. That's what they're famous for. Primarily. I don't know. Him and Kyrie are probably around the same level. I was debating the other day. I don't know if you guys like sport ball. Boring, change the subject. Who the fuck is JL? Get out of here. Is that James Latino? No, it's not James Latino. Top 10 NBA players. I don't know if I'm boring you guys with this, right? But this is a little different, right? Is Kyrie Irving a top 10 NBA player? What do you guys think? Yes or no? Because my answer, I don't think he is. I did the math the other day. I don't think he is. Then we can move off of this. He had racist tweets that he deleted. Well, they say the Westbrook also. By the way, maybe I'll do a blog on that. The racist tweets that were deleted were a fake account. Someone created a fake account for him that morning. This morning, because I went on it and saw them, and because they kept being quoted, and it was literally created this morning. And his name is Shane something there's an L in it, except they got rid of the L and they put the I. And that's the same thing they did with the fake Turtle Boy account, right? If you go on Twitter, there's an account called, it looks like Turtle Boy Sports, but it's really Turdy Boy Sports. It's an I instead of an L, because the font they use, the I looks just like the L. Kyrie is in the top 10. I disagree. I can name 10 better than him, right? He is 10 better than Kyrie Irving, right? Anthony Davis, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Kawhi Leonard, Greek Freak, Joel Embiid. Hold on. I got some more. It'll come back to me. I named 10 the other day. I'll think of them. I said Curry, right? It'll come back to me. Drawing a blank. But I'll get to that's 7. Remind me later on, I'll get the next 3. I would say he's top 15. But not top 10. Damian Lillard might be better than him. Karl Anthony Towns ain't better than Curry. No, stop that. Karl Anthony Towns ain't better than him. Damian Lillard and him and Westbrook, those 3 guys are kind of on the same level. But I would take Damian Lillard right now over him. Embiid is not better. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Embiid scores 28 points a game. He's 7 feet tall, and he shoots 3-pointers and block shots and rebounds. Stop it. Stop it. Yeah. The Browns are definitely, the Browns are the favorite to win the AFC North. How about them apples? The freaking Ravens and the Steelers are falling apart. The Bengals are always going to be the Bengals. The fucking Browns, man. We have to worry about the Cleveland Browns in the playoffs. And good. If we lose, I kind of feel bad. Does anybody else feel bad that no one ever gets a chance to win? Right? All these players that grew up there in this era, none of them get a chance to win ever. Matt Ryan had his shot, and then we'll literally never see Matt Ryan again. Cam Newton had his shot. We'll never see him again. Nobody gets second chances because Tom Brady is so freaking dominant. It's fantastic, right? Yeah. Too much basketball talk. Oh, okay. Yeah, Embiid is not better. Oh, stop it. Can we discuss the cheating Lions and Raiders signing 5 huge deals within 6 minutes of opening talks? Come on. Those teams are jokes. And I'll tell you one thing I'm pissed off about. Michael fucking Bennett being on the Patriots. What the hell is wrong with Bill Belichick? What the hell? That guy is such... When I my head wanted to explode when I found out they got this guy, right? But then I'm like, you know what? In Belichick we trust, right? Maybe he has some sort of agreement with this douchebag. Just a reminder, Michael Bennett made up a lie that the Las Vegas police arrested him or detained him and beat him for no fucking reason. The fucking body cams came out showing that he fucking lied about the whole thing. He shook hands with the cop again. He wrote a book called, was it Things That Scare White People or something like that? Things that make white people feel uncomfortable. He never got in trouble for lying. He is just such a piece of shit. He's a dirty player. And he has never been held accountable for what he did. So he comes here and I figure, okay, well, Belichick will set him straight. Nope. He said he wants to sit down with Belichick and Brady and have a conversation about the destruction that Trump is doing to America. What is happening right now? If they do that, no. This is not how things are done around here, dude. We don't fucking talk politics, right? If he wants to vote for Donald Trump, that's fine. He doesn't lecture you about Trump in the locker room. You think Tom Brady gives a fuck about Donald Trump? Tom Brady is... The only reason Brady is even connected to Trump is because of the celebrity shit, right? It's just well, he's fucking a famous billionaire. I'm a famous billionaire. I gotta be friends with him, right? We gotta be cool. We can go golfing and shit. Tom Brady doesn't give a fuck about politics. Stop it. Yeah. Yeah, Belichick's MILF is obviously hot. Let's see. They saved Randy Moss. Yeah, Randy Moss didn't give a fuck about politics. He just wanted to play football. This guy literally says he wants to have a sit down with Belichick and Brady and talk about Trump. Not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. So, all right. Any other? Why don't we do a little Ask Turtle Boy kind of questions? Anything you guys want to ask me? Feel free to ask me. Anything you guys want to talk about real quick? We can hit on that. Some of this good shit. We've been a lot of ratchet stuff this week, huh? Definitely a lot of ratchet stuff. That always makes some good fodder for the live show on the weekend. All right. He said today he's staying in the locker room during the anthem. Exactly. I mean, okay. And why even say that? Just don't come out if that's the case. But he's got to let everyone know because it's all about him, man. It's all about him. When are you going to sue Google? Yeah, I wish I could sue Google. When I get fucking $5 million, then maybe then. The gas station GoFundMe, yeah. I kind of want to talk about this more in the live show, but I'll give you my quick assessment of that. No business, right? Well, first of all, this is such bullshit about the insurance check. This is like saying, this analogy, so I don't know if you guys read the story. A gas station burned down and they're starting a $100,000 GoFundMe because the insurance check isn't going to get there for a couple weeks, they said, and he's got to pay his bills and staff and all this bullshit, right? Well, imagine you bought a car and, you crash it. You get in a car accident. And it's going to be a week before the insurance money comes in. And then you start a GoFundMe for a new car. And then you get a new car. And then you get the check. And then you could buy another new car. That's what's happening here. What I want to what are you, so this is temporary money you get by. That means you're returning it, right? When the insurance check comes in, you're going to return this shit? This is not right. You're a fucking business. You sell gasoline every fucking day, right? Money's coming in. Money's coming out. Of course you have fucking cash in hand. Of course you have savings. Stop it. All of your workers immediately qualify for unemployment. There's a million and one ways you can do this without a fucking GoFundMe. And yes, I do realize the irony of us having a donate button. However, it's totally different, man. It's totally different. With the donate button, it's you're volunteering to pay for something, right? You go to Boston Globe or Washington Post, there's a freaking paywall if you want to read the articles, right? Well, we don't do that. We have a voluntary paywall. You pay it if you want. So you're getting something in exchange for a service. With this, you're not getting shit back. You donate to this, and they rebuild the gas station, when you go in to buy gas again, he's still going to charge you full price, isn't he? He's not giving you a fucking discount because you gave money to GoFundMe, is he? Stop it. Right? So that's a joke. I think that's an absolute joke. Yeah. The Jeep guy was probably some liberal radical who hates the uncle that uncle saved him. Hopefully not, for the record. Yeah, so the Jeep guy, so I came across a pretty horrific car accident on Sunday driving to my parents' house, right? Now, I went the wrong way. I never go that way, right? When you're coming from where I live, near the Princeton line, right? Going down Route 31, and Route fucking 31 goes this way, and then we usually go this way. And that takes you like towards, I don't know, these are holding back roads. It takes you towards Salisbury Street eventually, right? And you go, we go to Worcester that way. So I brain fart, I went right, I'm going up there, and like all of a sudden, like we're just driving, and it's like fucking car in the road, right? Now it's snowing and shit, and there's no one around. No one. And so that's like an eerie, like you're like, usually, you know, you've seen accidents before, but there's paramedics and shit, and it takes a few seconds to register, like, shit. We're the first ones here at this shit. Shit. That thing is fucking flipped over on its side. There might be someone dead in there. I mean, that was like my worst fear, was that I was going to go there and see a dead body. I mean, yeah, because it was literally flipped over, violently flipped over on its side, right? And luckily, it was a Jeep. And I got there, and I heard fucking banging on. So it's on its side, so the roof is now kind of like, it's like the door now, essentially. And so I heard screaming, which is like music to my ears, right? Because they're fucking alive, right? And so they're trying to, I can tell they're trying to push it open. So Jeeps, I didn't realize Jeeps like fucking come apart like freaking Legos. Like they're really like freaking Lincoln Logs or something. Like Honda, like no other fucking brand of car comes apart like a fucking Jeep, let me tell you. Which was very, convenient. So, yeah, so they're pushing it open, and, you know, I'm trying to pry it open, and we kind of pull it apart fucking together and, you know, rip off the fucking bolts or whatever the hell was holding it down. You know, we just rip it off, and then the father's there, and the father's all fucked up, and the father's telling me, my son, he was so fucking worried about his son, obviously. And I see a healthy boy in the back. He seems fine. So I'm like thinking in my head, there's another one back there, because the guy's crying for his son. And I'm like thinking that his son's dead or something back there. Something's up with his son. So I helped the one kid get out, and then dad gets out, and we both get out, whatever, and the fucking cops come, and that's it, right? And the kid, he was on his way to his basketball game, and the kid wanted to go to his basketball game. It was in Acton. And I'm like, I don't think you're going there, kid. I don't think you're going to your game. And the dad was all fucking fucked up. It was really touching, though, because, the dad was just fucking like every 10, 15 seconds, he would just come over and just fucking hug his son so fucking hard, right? And tell him he loved him. And, you know, it was touching because, like, you could tell the guy just had his life just flashed before his eyes, right? There was a good chance. If the son was sitting shotgun, the son would have been on top, right? Because the car was on its side. And it would have been a lot harder to get him out of that car, right? But luckily, the son was sitting in the back chauffeur style. And, we were able to just walk him out. Like, there was no problem. So, yeah, that's how we got him out, right? But honestly, people are saying, they're like, oh, thanks for doing it. I'm like, who wouldn't do that? Like, and that's a serious question. Who wouldn't do that? It's not like the car was covered in like electrical wires or was on fire and shit. Like, you come across there and you see, I mean, honestly, that's my question. Is like, who would not do that? Like, who wouldn't consider that like their fucking moral obligation when you come across a scene like that to fucking do something? Like, I don't know. A lot of people are saying, well, I know some people who wouldn't. Maybe you know bad people. I would like to think that I have better friends than that. that they would, fucking go and do that. Like, if it was, because I said if it wasn't me, it would have been next man up. Like, whoever showed up, because other people came over and offered to help too afterwards, I would like to think that any normal person would fucking do that, Well, you couldn't have kept going because the car was fucking blockading the road. But no, I would not, even if it wasn't, of course I'm not going to stop. You know what I mean? Of course I'm not going to keep going. Of course you're going to fucking stop the car. Like, you see something like that, you got to make sure the fucking person's alive. I don't know. I'm an Eagle Scout. I'm old school like that. Like, that's just not happening. What do I think of the Mutt and Callahan show? None of my friends like it. I like Jerry Callahan. I really like Jerry Callahan a lot. I think he's funny. He's entertaining. Mutt, I have no problem with. It's definitely not the same. And I listen to Kirk Minahan's podcast sometimes, and it's just not the same. Kirk on his podcast, I love Kirk, but it's not as good when he's solo. It's actually it's a little bit depressing, to be perfectly honest with you. And yeah, I feel bad for Kirk. Like, he needs to be on a fucking radio. But they're getting killed in the ratings. So I like that. So they're actually paying for it, you know? Is Franklin Baxley suing you? No, Franklin Baxley's fucking eating, government soup in jail right now. So fuck Franklin Baxley. You were ready to offer to bring the kid. No, I wasn't bringing the kid to Acton. We were going to Worcester, so opposite way. Yeah. Athena's oldest kid is a scout working on getting Eagle. Had a baby. It's not easy. It's a lot of work, but good for him. I assisted with the rollover back in the summer, driving home from work, and the guy went off the road and flipped the SUV. I'm a licensed construction flagger, and the county sheriff had me stay. Yeah, so I would like to think most people do. Yeah, Frankie is messaging me. I got to talk to Frankie in a minute. I think he's messaging me about the recall election. All right, any other questions you guys have or anything you guys want to talk about before we call it a night here? Oh, by the way, Elizabeth Warren. I got to tip the cap, man. Tip the cap to Elizabeth Warren, Pocahontas. She's doing what no one else has the balls to do. Even I don't care if it's motivated by bullshit. I don't care if it's completely full of shit. She just needs an issue to run on. She's getting the conversation going about serious shit that needs to happen with Facebook and Google in particular. You don't have to... I mean, if you want to fuck with Amazon, I don't really care. There's a lot of people who don't like Amazon because of what it does to small businesses. But my bigger concern is the dissemination of information should not be controlled by such a small group of people, right? And she seems that she actually wants to do something about this. And this is normally a Republican issue. And now Democrats are starting to become involved in it. And ironically, yesterday, she boosted a post and it was removed. And she got it back up because, your Granny Warren... that's going to cause headlines. Facebook hates headlines. So, of course, they put it back up. But you and I, doesn't happen with us. Right? And some people are saying, what is the solution then? Like, should we dismantle them? No. Because here's what people don't realize. And, all right, so think about what would happen in a world without Facebook, right? If Facebook was just dismantled, what would happen? Well, you'd have what happened in the Fall River recall election today. You'd have suppose 10 social media companies started, right? How would that work exactly? Would we all join all 10 of them? Right? I mean, that seems like a lot of work. I'm going to check 10 fucking apps every day? Or do we all just pick one and join one? Because to me, that defeats the purpose of social media. I want to be on Facebook because it's where everyone's at. The idea of Facebook is a good thing. It's a warehouse of people, right? It is a community, like we all come together and it's just known you got to be on there. And that's a good thing. It's a good thing that something like this exists. However, it should be treated like a public utility. In that, like, for instance, Verizon, right? They are a utility, right? Or like Unitil or, whoever your freaking water company, your water, freaking your gas, they're fucking utilities, right? They cannot just say, we're not going to fucking bring you electricity and gas, right? Because we don't like the shit that you're saying. We're not going to let you talk on our phones because we don't like... No, of course not. They need to make sure that these private companies... And I have no problem with, and of course, you can't have a million cable companies in your town. There's reasons that only one fucking company gets the contract, right? It doesn't make sense. You can't have all these fucking companies. Like, logically, the end... I'm trying to think, big picture here. There has to be a Facebook. There has to be a big fucking social media place, a big public square where we can all talk and congregate. And we had that for a while. And then they started fucking enforcing stupid rules. right? Because they wanted to get rid of hate speech and blah, blah, blah. So it needs to be, I mean, and Republicans and fucking libertarians, right? Oh, the fucking government will fuck it up. Well, yeah, I'm sure the government will fuck it up, right? So you don't have the government run it. It's still a privately owned company. The government just acts as the referee. Like, how hard is that to fucking understand, right? That the government just says, keeps an eye on it, right? Or just passes some basic fucking rules like you can't keep people off your fucking platform for saying learn to code. Or you can't fucking kick people off your platform because they think that fucking dudes are fucking dudes. You can't do that, man. So yeah. You think Zuckerberg's friends who started Facebook with him could start another platform? I mean, you can't though. I mean, the thing about Facebook is there's been a bunch of platforms that have formed. Think about it, Facebook has treated us like shit, right? And what do? We just come crawling back to them, right? Like, they treat conservatives in particular terrible. Conservatives don't leave though. So why do we enjoy being treated like this? Because they have all the people. They have all our friends. They have our family. They have all of you. Like, we're on fucking YouTube right now. This is a Google product, right? I can't communicate with you guys without this. I don't want to leave you guys. What are you going to read my newsletter? I'm going to send you all an email? The fuck? How are we going to communicate without these fucking tech companies? We need them. Right? Yeah, maybe just have the government say you can't shut people down just because, you know? I mean, Silent Cow, you say, I haven't crawled back, but here you are on a tech platform, my man. This is Google. You're using a Google product. What about the pay-for-play for college entry scheme? No word from Warren on that. I mean, I assume she'll eventually speak out about that. I mean, I kind of touched on that earlier. The part I hate about that more are the Instagram sluts. I fucking hate the fact that in this country, that's a fucking job, being a spoiled rich chick. And just going on and having 2 million idiot fucking chicks, like young, impressionable girls just follow you and think you're fucking cool. It's sad. It's fucking sad, man. So, mailing list. I know, that's what it's like. Like, I'm going to send you, like, guys, a fucking pamphlet. Like, that's how Barstool Sports started. Like, he literally fucking, like, used a friggin' printing press to put his gambling picks out, right? And he would just go around town and hand it out to people before the internet. So, any news on Jeremy Winslow? Yeah, so more information on that came out today. Jeremy Winslow is, neither one of them look good from this today. So Jeremy Winslow did hit Justin Moore with his car and caused some bruising. But while driving away, Moore shot him. Shot the car while driving. I mean, that's inexcusable. Inexcusable. What are you thinking? Why do you even have a gun with you? Why? Why do you have a fucking gun at the bar? What are you doing? You know, you're drinking and shit. You're going to make bad decisions. Don't bring a fucking loaded gun to the bar. And they start driving away, and you can't shoot him. Like, you don't know if you're going to hit her. She's in the car, too. Just meathead behavior, man. And an innocent woman dies because of it. It's terrible. I tried Bing, but I just didn't like it. I've used Bing for search engines. I like it just as much as Google. But Google is more than just a search engine, man. Google is YouTube. Google is Gmail, right? Google is advertising, AdSense, and stuff like that. Facebook and Google control 58% of the advertising market. That is insane. That is an insane number. That all advertising goes through them. And if they cut you off like AdSense did to us, right? It drives down demand to appear on your site. So you'll notice, right? Like, we used to have like up here, there's hardly ever fucking ads right here. This is a space for an ad. But it's hardly ever filled. Because when Google AdSense doesn't bid on your shit, when they blacklist you, it drives down demand. Nobody wants to bid on it. And so it's often empty. Right? So it is what it is. Scary, it's a scary world that, we're living in. But you know what? We're making it happen because of people like you guys. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, we've turned into fucking PBS. I never thought I'd see the day. We're literally PBS. Majority of the money that pays our bills now comes from fan donations. Right? We could not do it without you people. Right? We make a little bit of money on ads, but it's a much smaller piece of the pie. In 2017, we were almost 100% ad funded, right? Who remembers the freaking free iPhones and Amazon shit? That's the part that came along with it, right? So, you know, the good part about being blacklisted by Google AdSense is less fucking ads, right? I mean, but yeah, the whole thing is horseshit. So I forgot where I was going with it, but yeah. Any other questions before we call it a night? My girlfriend works for Liberty Mutual. They made over $2 billion this year. They had a corporate meeting saying if Amazon gets into insurance, it would put them out of business. Amazon can close any business. They absolutely can. And that's a lot of power. Like Amazon, my biggest beef with Amazon is they own the Washington Post too. Like, why are they trying to control the media? The Red Sox own the Boston Globe. That's a problem too, right? So yeah, I mean, Amazon. I like using Amazon. I'm an Amazon fan. My book is on sale on Amazon, but I am weary of Amazon, right? Amazon has no competitors, you know? And my big problem with Amazon is like they don't let, if you're selling something on Amazon, like if you're whatever store and you want to sell your product on there, you cannot sell it for cheaper in your store. That's their policy, right? So if you want to incentivize people to actually come into your store, you have to sell it for whatever the price is they're charging on Amazon. And that's fucked up. And my other problem is Amazon brand goods, right? Like Amazon should be a platform where anybody can buy and sell goods. Amazon themselves should not be selling the goods, right? Amazon themselves is the platform. That's how they make money. They shouldn't be allowed to do that and sell their stuff, which then competes against the stuff that, you know, vendors are on their site selling, right? Like that's fucked up too. It's kind of like with Walmart. Like Walmart's got the Great Value brand. Like I don't buy that shit because I don't want to buy Walmart's brand in there. I want to buy name brand shit that's cheaper than I can get it somewhere else. You know what I mean? But I feel like Walmart, that's the part I don't like about them is the Great Value shit. Like Walmart should just be a warehouse of name brand shit. I don't think they should be allowed to sell fucking like their Walmart brand shit. That's just me. I don't know. Cleveland Browns. We talked about the Browns earlier, Jose. The Browns are going to win the AFC North. And they're the favorite, and that's the crazy part about that. Any other things? What's the word on the animal abuser suing you? Yeah, we got a court date coming up. I don't even know what date it's on. We'll see. I bought condoms off Amazon, but I think they poked holes in them. No, I have to buy baby shit off Amazon. That's a good one. Yeah. Break up Amazon and Google big tech. I mean, I don't know if break up is the right word. Just how about regulate? You know, whatever. What's wrong with that word? Oh, libertarians don't like that word. Can't upset the libertarians, right? Oh, these fucking idiots. All right. How many court cases do I have? Well, I got 3 right now. I got the Dartmouth Yoga Poon. I got Ryan Waters. And I have Charlotte. So those are my court cases right now. There'll probably be more in the future. It's just cost of doing business. It's going to be my life. I'm going to spend a lot of time in court. All right. So anyway, why don't we, if you guys don't have any more questions, why don't we call it a night? What's your take on gun control? That's too complicated to get into right now, Mega Mortis. Kind of a complicated question. But my general philosophy is do whatever you want. Just don't buy an RPG. All right. Will you be at the AD's hearing? What's the AD's hearing? The ADA's hearing? Oh, you mean for the harassment order? Absolutely. I have to be there. Oh, yeah. Well, thank you, Melissa. I appreciate that you thank me for what I do. I appreciate that. It's my pleasure. Abortion. Don't even go there. Don't even go there. We're not open up that can of worms. All right, folks. That's going to be it for tonight. We will see you guys on Thursday. All right. Thank you for the support and have a good evening. All right, peace.